is happening, Magnusites? Good Lord. Good Lord. You know, after I saw a lot of these Epstein files, I saw some videos, some pictures, and with the solidarity, the concreteness of what's going on and what has been going on. See, because a lot of you, like myself, you've went down the rabbit hole for years. You've known about several conspiracy theories, which are now coming out to be conspiracy truth. And because you didn't really have the hard evidence all the time, it was kind of like, you know, it's up here. You're thinking about it. You connect the dots when you see stuff, you know. But with all this, I got to tell you, man, I don't know about you. I'm sure a lot of you have been. I'm sure a lot of the religious people have. And I'm sure a lot of the spiritual people have. I'm sure the atheists haven't, which makes sense. They're atheists. They don't, think that a God exists. But I have been praying extra hard for the children out there. All the missing children. All the children that are still in captivity out there. All of them. All of them that these sick people still have. You know what I'm saying? You know, with plans for them and all this other stuff. I've been praying extra hard. And the way I am, I usually pray once a day. And I've been making sure that I include something about the children out there. Now, one thing that I've always heard. See, some of y'all come to the channel, y'all be typing stuff. Tyrone, you should have known. Like, oh, Tyrone, you should have known this because in 1937. Like, bruh, like, chill. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what I should have known. You don't know what I know and don't know what I don't know. That's why I'm always surprising y'all with stuff. And I'm always seeing comments, yo, I know Tyrone. Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff I know that I just don't talk about it all the time on my channel. This is one of the things that I've heard before. So I'm going to play this. And with everything coming out now, it's one of those things where you feel like, well, this is probably the case now. You know? So let me play this.
Representative Tom Massey says that he just received a flash drive with the entirety of the Epstein files, unredacted. He has claimed that they're all on it. All of the politicians, all of the media members, all of the world leaders, and that Epstein himself was not just a leader of a PDF ring. He was actively blackmailing them for power and stature. And Tom Massey has said himself that if he were to bring these public, that it's going to bring down the entire system. The world as we know it is going to change. And I honestly cannot wait to see it all burn. Representative Tom Massey says...
This is one of those things that I've always heard, but I've always hoped
Representative Tom Massey
wasn't true. It looks like this is, let me see, Horacio Corchado 76 on TikTok. This is going viral. It's got over 1 million views. And this is one of those things coming up, discovering the rabbit holes, all the conspiracy theories. And one of the main conspiracy theories, by the way, this is all allegedly, even what he said, all allegedly, was that everyone that's ruling on the earth, everybody that's put in power at the highest levels are in on it. That's always been the thought process on it. I remember looking up, so I'm like, what the hell? The 13 bloodline, Illuminati bloodlines? What the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? You going down these damn rabbit holes all day, and it's just there's so much stuff. And it's that much scarier now because you're getting these emails that are like, yo. Now I know a lot of you are thinking, oh, well, some of these emails could be all, fake too. They could be fake. How do we know? I know. How do we know? I know. If all these things get released redacted, which they should have been, I don't understand why they're redacted. Because it makes the people think, what are you hiding, or who are you hiding, or who are you protecting? And one of the things I told you I heard the other day, which absolutely makes sense, is just that, everybody in power in charge of releasing these can't do it because all these people in charge have their secrets too, and it's just a whole hodgepodge. It'd just be a mess. But the truth is, I think what dude said is correct, and I know you've all thought this too. It's like, yo, all this stuff gets out. All this stuff gets out. And it's all the world leaders. Like all of them. You know what I'm saying? Like not just in America. China, all the rulers in Africa, everywhere, Europe, all of them. And then with the stuff coming out about them consuming young humans and everything, bruh. It would upset the whole system. Absolute chaos. I don't know what the hell would happen if like almost every human on the planet had a battery in their back over this all being released. Like it's some really scary stuff. Real scary chaos, mayhem, anarchy, civil war, all type of crazy stuff, man. Like a total flipping of the system. Man, the more you think about it, right? It's good Lord. That's why I always hope that the majority of this stuff ain't true. Even though I got a bad damn feeling that the majority of it is. I'm hoping that it's not that dark, not that evil. This stuff ain't really happening like that. But it's like, it's almost like when you hear about something that somebody did, you might not be friends with them, or you just might know them, you might went to school with them. But there's certain things that have happened in the past, and you hear about something that they did, and it's like you don't want to believe it, but you got a bad feeling that it's true. It's that type of thing. So, I guess we're just going to see what's going to continue to happen. If we are going to get the rest of them. And if we are going to get anything unredacted. Because a lot of people are saying what's going to happen is a whole lot of people are going to flee. And a whole lot of people are going to self-delete. If all this stuff really, People are going to go into hiding, running, everything. It's so crazy. Like even when I was finding out this stuff when I was younger, I never thought, you just didn't, I never think there was like going to be a day when it's like, boom, all out there like that. You know what I'm saying? But, a lot of people talk about the veil being lifted. The veil's going to be lifted eventually. And, it's just kind of like, whoa, wait a minute. Just like I didn't think that the government would eventually announce, yeah, well, we've been in contact with aliens. Wait, what? I mean, I see all the UFO stuff. Hey, look, this white dot moving across the screen. Okay. This black and white radar screen or whatever. Okay, yeah, right. But then they're saying, yeah, we. And I'm like, look, I don't even know if I really believe that. I already talked to y'all about aliens. We got all these other things, Like, I'll tell you right now, I don't know if the earth is flat or a sphere. I don't know. But I know this, with all these conspiracy theories coming out. I remember hearing a while ago that the reason why they've done nuclear testing in the sky, high up in the atmosphere, was because they're trying to break through the firmament. And if you don't know what the firmament is, look it up. And they can't break through it. So if we actually are encased, you know what I'm saying, in this, kind of, I want to call it a snow globe. There's a word for it, like the whole geodome type of thing, right? Like a giant geodome. That, like that's wild. And like the whole conspiracy theory behind it is that in order to prove the Bible wrong about the earth basically being encased, whether you want to say it's a globe or not, a sphere or not, round or not, depending on how you're looking at it. So some people think it's kind of like cut a orange in half, and everything's on the flat part, there's something underneath holding us up or whatever, but there's like a flat part, it's kind of like that, and then the firmament surrounds us. Even then, I think the Bible says something about God hanging the world on nothingness or something like that. And I think the Bible does say something about it being round. But how do you mean round? From above looking down? Or would it be a sphere? Or what? But I know this. I ain't been up there. So I don't know. I literally haven't been up there. People say, oh, well, there's a camera on the space station. That could be fake too. Oh, that could be fake. So many people have been talking about NASA faking stuff and people seeing bubbles and defects in the spacesuits, and how the hell they in space if that's like just so much stuff. It's almost so elaborate that you're like the ridiculousness of carrying out a lie that detailed. Like you said you went to the moon because you wanted to prove that you could go out of Earth's atmosphere and that we weren't really in the firmament like the Bible says. And it's just so many of all the different planets out there, and you sent up it's just so much stuff. That would mean so many people are involved in it, with going to Mars and all these other places. If the world really was encased in the firmament, then it's like, oh shit, they really in on it. It's like, ow. But like I told y'all before, what I say, what I've been saying in every video, in life, you gotta care, but not that much. It's really about certain things. I mean, with all this coming out, you know how much stress certain people are under right now? There's certain people, the sky is falling right now. For real for them. Like everything that they ever believed. Was it cognitive dissonance or whatever? That's all happening right now with a lot of people. I'm glad that I've been looking this stuff up over the years. And after a while, I kind of stopped. Because I felt like I had seen every conspiracy theory there was. One of you referred Mark Devlin to me. And now I'm listening to one of his audiobooks right now about the music industry. Man, he's just talking and confirming a bunch of stuff I had already heard too. I'm just like, man, look. Let me tell you something. All this stuff is true. and all these top tier actors and singers and world leaders and all this, they're all in cahoots and doing this stuff or something similar to it. Bruh. Hollywood can have it. If that's what they doing to get in these movies, I don't want to never be in a major movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes it even scarier. Because then it's like, it makes you think, like, well, which actors are in cahoots and which ones aren't. And, like you hear stories of, well, some of them that did this to make it, some of them did that to make it. And, they're all in it. That means a bunch of you that are in love with these actors and actresses and singers and everything. Like, it's like, oh, shit. Like, if they're all in on it, oh, my God, then it scares the hell out of you. Directors, all this stuff. It's like, what? They all know about this, and then what? You know how extra scary that makes it? That's like why I said, I hope it ain't all true. All right, I'm done ranting. I just had to talk. Maybe I could do a podcast. I'm kind of good off the cuff. But, podcast, God, you got to talk for so damn long. I would definitely have to have, so I did a podcast, I would have to have a team to talk about this stuff. But first of all, it wouldn't be based on conspiracy theory. It'd probably be something else, because I'd want to talk about stuff that made me feel good. And talking conspiracy theories is more like, for me, letting off steam, considering what we're going through now, and talking and ranting. You talk it out, and you feel better at the end, see? But I'd rather, if I did ever decide to do a podcast, a bunch of y'all going to be in the comments, start a podcast. If I ever did, it would have to be about something that I loved. Something that I really liked, something I really enjoyed. By the way, did you see people out there saying that Kai Cenat has been replaced? Cloned or whatever? I don't know if it's true. Like I said, I keep it up here. Boop, boop, boop. I'm like, okay, I guess anything's possible. I just keep it moving. I ain't gonna worry myself over it. I hope the brother's okay. I hope he hasn't been replaced, but I'm just saying, Well, I'm gonna go squeeze on Scarlo and make myself feel better. And this helped, but that'll be a little better. 10 million subscribers. Woo!